Welcome back. Let me now give you an overview of the data files and the file formats that we are going to use for our project. As we saw in the TLC website, the main file is the trip data. And as I said, we will have the files from 2020 January to 2021 July for green taxis. Trip data has just a code for taxi zone, so it will be useful to have the taxi zone file which provide the descriptive name for the zone and the borough the zone belongs to, etc. So I downloaded the lookup file for taxi zones from the same website for this. It will be useful to identify whether the day of the trip is the weekday, weekend, beginning of the week, end of the week, etc. So we have a calendar dimension that provides this information. This is a file that I generated myself. Also, there are certain identifiers in the trip data which relates to trip type, rate code, payment type, and vendor. It's not very useful having identifiers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. We would like to know the descriptive information of these numbers to make more sense. For example, payment type 1 relates to credit card, payment type 2 relates to cash transaction, etc. So I have created a file for each one of these. If you're wondering, I got this information from the data dictionary and created the files by hand. So we have all these 7 files for our project. Generally, all files from a data source would be in the same file format. So in a real project, all the files here, except potentially a calendar, could be produced in the same file format. For example, in CSV or Parquet. But if we keep all our files in the same format, we are not going to learn about the various parsers available in Synapse. So I have created the files in a mixture of file formats to be able to give you an all-rounded experiences. Taxi zone and calendar files are in CSV format. Trip file is a tab separate value or a TSV format. Rate code and payment type are in JSON format, but we have a few variations of JSON here. Payment type is a single-line JSON and rate code is a classic JSON file. Vendor is a CSV file, but it is slightly different to the other CSV file with the delimiter included in the data itself. Trip data is in Parquet format primarily, but I have also provided a delta and a CSV equivalent to demonstrate some of the differences between these file formats when it comes to execution. With the help of all of these files, I'm going to demonstrate as much of the functionality as possible to you.